up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin. Yes.
All right,
as you guys can see, Sal Kalani has, for those who are watching and those who are listening, Sal Kalani has on his Cleveland Cavaliers hat. It's a little large, or his head's a little small. I'm not sure.
I don't know,
what
dude.
it is.
Yeah, it's one of those box ones. I don't like when they get all these big square ones. I'm not into that look, dude.
Yeah, you gotta turn it to the side.
I like a little, I like a little brim on it. But this is all they had at the time. This was during 2015 when they were first making the finals.
Okay.
And then so last night I watched the bullshit playing game. Fucking stupid. And
hold up, just for the record, folks.
Blew it, bro. The Cavs blew it to the Hawks.
Just for the record, the playing game is bullshit when you lose, right?
Nah, bro. It's stupid. It's stupid.
If you win, you're like, yo, thank God for the playing game. Now we're the 8th seed. We're gonna be playing against the 1 seed. Oh, it was a great game, but you lose is bullshit.
No, they didn't deserve. Yeah, I'd be like, hey, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs because we didn't have a good enough season. That's how it is.
I'll say this. I hate to say this, but I knew that the Cavaliers were going to lose when they were like, Jared Allen is coming back from injury. I think he can go tonight. Whenever a guy has to come back off of injury early to try to help a team win, it never works. It never works.
Right,
I don't think
because he hasn't been conditioned. He hasn't played in a month and a half. Now,
exactly.
He did great, but at the end, towards the end, the guy's gonna get tired.
Exactly.
So that's part of the reason. Now let's here's the thing, dude. It's fucking bullshit. They were the number 7 seed. They should be playing the number 2 seed right now. That's how it is. They should have a 7-game series. Now basketball is not football, Reg. It's not football, right? It's not one game. It's a 7-game series. They have those to determine who's the best team. Right. Anybody, because basketball's so close, anybody can get lucky one night. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
So basically. Yeah, dude. They this fucking the Cavs they had a tough season. They were at 3 at one time and they dropped because of injuries, mainly Jared Allen. They fucked up the end of the season. They limped into this, okay? But they were the 7th seed.
Right.
And then this bullshit. Now here's another thing. Okay. 2 years ago, before the play-in game, the 35-37 Brooklyn Nets and the 33-40 Orlando Magic both made the playoffs. The 44-38 Cavs are out. Bullshit. They should be playing the number 2 seed right now, 7-game series. That's what basketball is. You want these play-ins? That's what the end of the season is for. When the 9 and the 8 are trying to battle for the last playoff spot. That's what it is. It's not, let's create a whole nother bonus thing that isn't technically the playoffs. It's not technically the season. So what the stupid ratings grab?
Okay. All right. I hear you. I think you have very valid points. But I also will stick to my original statement that if they win the play-in game, we don't even start the podcast this way.
They shouldn't even be in the playoff game. They shouldn't exist. It's stupid. So,
but the playing game is an opportunity to give teams that that are good and maybe struggled at different points because of injuries, right? Because
it's just because now Jared Allen would have been back for a series. It would have been able to get. And I wasn't expecting the Cavs to go all the way, but they get a good series under their belt at least.
Who is the 2 seed?
The Celtics. So the Celtics will be playing the Nets.
They're playing Brooklyn. Yeah, they're playing Brooklyn.
Because we blew it. If we would have beat the Brooklyn, who we shouldn't even had to have played. Now look, Trae Young got hot last night, man. He was on, and he was on in the 4th, and we fucking did great in the opening. We had a 10-point lead at halftime.
See,
And
that's too
then,
early though. You can't be excited about that. Not in the NBA.
no, and here's another thing, and this is where the Cavs are young, which is always good. Oh, they're young, okay, but I always hate next year, but they're very young, so they're a great team. You got Mobley; it's his first year as a rookie. He's just going to get even better. He's going to be rookie of the year. You got Garland, who's an all-star, and Jared Allen, all-star, both big. The Laurie marketing dude, this tall white dude, hitting threes like it was nothing in the first half. That's why we had that huge lead. So we got the 3 7-footers and Mobley, Allen, and Laurie.
Okay.
But and then Colin Sexton's been hurt. So people didn't even expect them to make the playoffs to get this close. But here's the thing. And I read this stat. No team in the NBA has lost more games than the Cavs when leading by double figures.
So this season or ever?
This season.
Okay.
So they're a young team, and that's where it shows. Like, well, they'll get up and they'll get hyped, and the fucking stadium was rocking last night. And then it all fell apart when Trae Young came to town. And
it's unfortunate,
he didn't do
man.
shit in the first half, but in the fourth, oh boy, dude, he's shooting threes from the logo. What are you gonna do? You
got to guard him. That's a part of the game now.
This is ridiculous.
Steph Curry Steph Curry has single-handedly changed the game, right? He has. He's changed the game. He's a once in a generational player. Yeah, I'm not saying for the better, but I mean, you got guys pulling up from the logo, and if you can hit that consistently, that changes everything.
The Cavs have something different, which no other, they even were saying last night during the game, like people can't even practice against what the Cavs have because nobody has 3 7-footers on the floor at one time.
Right.
And those guys they're all young and they can ball handle and they can shoot threes. It's very different and impressive.
They can,
and the injury to Jared Allen fucked them at the end of the season. They wouldn't even have had it been in a play-in if he was healthy.
Right.
They lost too many easy games and it was too hard on them without him. And then Mobley was out, and that added to it. And they lost like 6 out of their last 7 games.
Okay, so there you go. I think you explained the reason why they were in the play-in game, and why they wouldn't have advanced. Too many injuries, too young, and when you're the team that has the most losses after having a double-digit lead going into the half, that just shows that you're not a second half team. Like you're front runners in the sense that you come out and play well.
Yeah,
exactly. Maintain. And that's a sign of a young team, right? Not being able to carry that focus all the way on. And then lacking a star. I won't say Trae Young isn't a superstar yet, but he's a star. But lacking that star power where you have somebody who can take over.
Well, I could think that Garland can be that guy, but
eventually he's not there yet, though. Yeah, he's not there yet.
He wasn't, but he was. I mean, he almost. I mean, they, against the Brooklyn game, they were down by 20 and got within 6 because of him.
Okay,
and he started coming back and blowing up. But last night, it just, the offense kind of sputtered. But here's one good bonus of it, and this I kind of prefer, and because what are the chances they even beat the Heat, but. Because of this, in the trade with the Pacers with Karis LeVert, we also get to we get a first-round draft pick now. If we would have made the playoffs, they would have got the first-round draft pick. And since we didn't, we get it. So that's huge. Because the reason the Cavs are as good as they are is because Garland, number 1 pick, the 7 pick, I believe he was. Mobley, the number 3 pick. I mean, Okoro, he's like a top 5 pick. He's got to work on his offense, but he's one of the best defenders on the team for sure.
So there you go. See, now you get to draft more potential because that's really what the young guys are, potential.
Yeah, and I mean, the oldest guy, Jared Allen, is the oldest veteran,
and he's like 26,
25. He's
25. Well, wait, but what about K-Love?
Well, no, I mean, like for the starting guys, K-Love, and K-Love, he did all right last night, but he's been great. But he's been coming off the bench.
Okay.
And
Rondo,
he did okay. He was Rondo shooting goddamn threes. What the hell are you shooting threes for, Rondo?
Hey, dude, he shot threes with the Lakers, and we ended up winning a championship in 2020.
Yeah, well, it wasn't because of his threes.
Well, no, because he made the defense have to honor him. Right, they couldn't play off of him. They couldn't sack.
Well,
Hold up, though. You mentioned
wasn't there last night.
That sucks. But you mentioned remember Chicago Bulls, the 96, 97, 98, whatever Chicago Bulls. They had the 3-headed monster with Luke Longley, Bill Wellington, and Bill Cartwright. That was the last time I saw like 3 7-footers on the floor at the same time.
I don't know though, dude. Those guys, that seems a little. Bill Cartwright was all right. Luke Longley. Who's the other one?
And Bill Wellington.
Bill Wellington. So this is when in the late 90s with Jordan.
Yeah, this is with Jordan. Yeah, they had the 3-headed monster. They had
that was a 3-headed monster. 3-headed monster was Rodman, Pippen, and Jordan.
Well, I'm saying okay, another version of the 3-headed monster. But what I'm saying is that they had 3 7-footers. There were times that they had 3 7-footers on the court, and the thing is that those guys didn't need to be great ball handlers. They didn't have to shoot the threes and be stretched
for. Like brontosauruses just standing out there grazing.
Dude, you know what they were? They were in the NBA and in college hoops. What we call those guys are rim protectors, rebounders, shot blockers, like shot changers. Even if you don't, the impact that you have on the game, even if you don't necessarily block the shot, the fact that you're standing there at 7 feet and you're doing this, it obstructs the guy's view, and now he's got to move. It's an impact on the game.
I'll tell you something though; those 3 7-footers couldn't play in this league today.
No, they can't play in today's game. No, they could not.
That's what makes the Cavs 7-footers impressive, is that they can go out on the rim and block the 3-pointer. They had someone was on Trae Young, and they did him up pretty good. I want to say it was like
Mobley or somebody.
Mobley. Mobley had a great block. I mean, they're just young. They'll get better. Mobley will get bigger. He's still a little thin,
Okay.
I mean?
Yeah, he'll put some weight on. So
remember Embiid his first year, he looked like a goddamn string pull. I had an old NBA 2K game, and Embiid, his hair's all short. He just looks all small and skinny.
he'll fill out, right? It comes with age and time. So, all right, man. Well, to wrap up this segment, because I've gotten feedback that sometimes we linger too long on topics. So I will say that I'm sorry that your Cavs lost in the play-in game, and I understand your frustration, but I will also say that had they won this play-in game, you'd be like, yo, the play-in game is the best.
I would still be like, they shouldn't even be in it. They were the 7. They should be playing the number 2. They should be.
I get it. Now you have a point.
Because basketball isn't one game, and like.
Well, it is when you're
the end of the season is for.
No, but that's what you're faced with when you're at the bottom of the barrel, when you lose 6 of your last 7 games, right? That's what happens.
They let it happen.
Hey, dude, man. Hold it though. Can we just say this? The Lakers didn't even make the playoffs.
Bad, dude. Terrible.
They didn't even hold up. They were praying for a play-in game. They were praying for an opportunity.
It's not LeBron James' fault. Everyone hates on LeBron, and I can't stand the haters. LeBron almost had the scoring title this year. All right. People wish in their 19th season they could average 30 points a game. All right.
Yeah. And he lost Embiid only because he didn't play those last couple of games. But go ahead.
Yeah. And it's so cool. I got to go the one game I went to, he played. So I got to see like 36, 38 points. It was awesome.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was, but they lost the Pelicans. That's the thing. He's the only one. Like AD getting hurt, that totally screwed him. But dude, the front office has made so many stupid moves. When they let Zubac go to the Clippers for damn near nothing. Now Brandon Ingram is on the Pelicans crushing. Lonzo Ball is off in the Bulls on the playoffs. Like all these guys, he wasn't that great.
You can't throw Lonzo Ball in there. Not with Brandon Ingram and Zubac.
I mean, Ingram's been on, but here's but the big one, another one was Caruso, letting Caruso go to the Bulls.
They should have never let Caruso
play. I mean,
hey,
go ahead.
I was gonna say they should have never let Caruso go, but I was really upset that they let Caruso go, and then they tried to replace Caruso with Reeves. They were like, "Hey, look, we just got another white guy." I'm like, "Yo, no, man, Caruso brings something different to the table."
Caruso's a paisan, dude. You go bring in Reeves. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, Reeves did okay considering. He did okay. But I was like, yo, I don't feel comfortable with this replace a white guy situation, right? Yeah. Like they're not all the same.
White with white. It's like the Neapolitan ice cream. Just replace that vanilla with this one.
Exactly. It's like, yo, it doesn't, and you don't hear this very often. Right, where you never hear much about like white guys. They all look the same, but they don't. In this case, they're not the same. So, the Lakers are sitting at home,
bro. Here's another thing about shitting on the front office. Do you know who the 5th highest paid player Was it
Luol Deng.
Yeah, the 5th highest paid player on the Lakers is Luol Deng. He hasn't played on the team for
Not anymore
4 or
though.
5
He just
years.
got paid. He got his
Yeah,
last
it just
paycheck.
finally got finished. But it's just like that's the thing. They make stupid deals like that, and then
Well,
they don't have the talent to put around LeBron. And it's just he's wasted his time here.
Okay,
He
so
should've went back to
this
Cleveland.
this can go two ways. This can go two ways. When you're the front office and you're paying a guy who didn't play for the last 4 seasons or 5 seasons, something crazy, then you go, oh my God, this is the worst situation ever. Why did we get into this situation? But in the moment, at the time, with Luol Deng and who he was and what was going on, it might not be 5 years, it might be like 7. Hey man, you got to give his agent credit for being able to get that deal across because they signed it. They agreed to it. Now, personally, if I was Luol Deng,
he played 50 games for him.
He played 50 games. If I'm Luol Deng, and I know that I'm not playing, I would feel like I'm stealing. I would feel like I'm stealing money.
Not right? From the NBA though. Not from owners and people who've screwed people over for years. Fuck them. Good for you, Luol, but fucking dumb by the Lakers.
See, this is the thing. See, oh man. You know, we have a difference of opinion about this.
Well, you support the 1%ers, and I don't, Reg, and that's the problem.
What the fuck are you talking about? What? No, it's not that I support the 1%ers, and even the fact that you say the 1%ers. Like this is where we differ because with you, there's always a us against them, us the poor, and them the 1%ers. They're not a monolith. I know people who are 1%ers that are Democrats that give money to charity, that try to get to that outreach. They just happen to be in a situation where they make a lot of money.
Yeah,
and I'm not talking about the one guy. I'm talking about a number of other people.
That's rare. It's still rare.
Why is it? How is it that I know?
Here's the thing.
I know like 3 or 4 people who would be considered 1%ers.
It's like Chris Rock said, man. I'm not talking about Shaq. I'm talking about the guy.
No, he's like, I'm not talking about rich. No, if you're gonna do Chris Rock, you gotta do it right. I'm not talking about rich. I'm talking about wealth. Okay.
I'm not even talking about money necessarily. I'm talking about that attitude and that power of owning stuff and influence. That's a whole other thing. You know
I agree.
Owning goddamn networks.
But what I'm saying is that I will never endorse someone taking money for something that they aren't doing, regardless of how much money the people have that are giving it to them. Just think about yourself on a lower scale. So many
people, like, I mean, in sports contracts, it's so much screwing over back and forth. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. LeBron changed the game in the fact that he gave the power back to the player.
Right.
First decide where you want to go and stuff.
No, he wasn't the first. Remember, Oscar Roberts laid down the groundwork for. I'm sorry.
You say Oscar Robertson?
Yeah, Oscar Robertson laid down the groundwork for players to be free agents, to be able to leave an organization at some point. So he was the beginning.
This is like another step.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron took the power in his hands from the standpoint that he was like, okay, my 7 years are up. Yeah, well, not putting the team together, but it's my 7 years are up, and I am going to leave. Right. And people didn't like that because they wanted him to stay in Cleveland for a number of different reasons.
It wasn't just him leaving, it was him getting everyone else together.
Hey man, he didn't write them paychecks in Miami. That was Pat Riley. I love how the onus is put on the player when he is not the organization. Now look,
he got them together.
No, Dwayne Wade was already there.
Right. But there was a plan.
And Chris Bosh came. And what did the three of them do?
Like when the Celtics did it, Garnett, Allen, and Pierce, that was the front office doing that. This was LeBron and D Wade and Bosh doing it. And that's where the power started to change, giving it back to the player, which is cool. They're the ones who were doing all the damn work.
I guess so. But it was, hey, look, all I'm saying is those 3 guys came together and they took a pay cut.
Yeah,
they took a pay cut.
All part of the plan, man.
Right. Well, so if maybe other players should take a pay cut, right? If
some do,
it can't happen,
some situations,
right? Some do, but yeah, man. I mean, think about yourself on a lower scale. Just imagine yourself as a 1%er with whatever your income level is, and you make an agreement with somebody, and at some point they do it partially, and then they stop doing it. But because you made this agreement, you still have to pay them for work that they aren't doing. What I'm saying is, where's the compassion? right? Where's the sympathy? And I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that someone getting paid for something that they aren't doing is wrong. That's it. I'm not talking about 1%ers and who got what and how much people can take from them because they got a lot of it.
I mean, the players could think the same of the organization not doing, what they needed. And that's why they don't have a problem taking from them.
Well, okay, so here's the other side of it. And you and I know this firsthand. Hey, man, when you're at the top, you make the decisions. Whether people at the bottom like it or not, that's just what it is. There are plenty of comedy clubs that you and I both worked at where you start the week and you say, is there anything you want me to do? And they go, nah, man, just go up and do your thing. And you're like, oh, great. And then there are other comedy clubs where it's like, you don't even ask if you want me to do anything. They're like, hey, this is what I need you to do. Right. And it's so much stuff that takes away from comedy that you go, oh, but you know what? You want to work at the club, right? You want to get that stage time. What do? You're like, all right, yeah, I got that. I'll make this announcement. I'll say this. I'll do this advertisement. I'll do the commercials in between, right? Yeah. That's just, and look, I'm experiencing that right now at work. There's a part of my job where the owners, not the owners, but the president and the vice president, they created a shift, right? They created a shift that is highly undesirable, right? To the point that I wrote a letter to the president and he and I had a sit down yesterday to discuss.
I wrote a letter.
I did. Hey man, I went to college with white people. I know letters work, bro. Letters work. I'm telling you. And I wrote the letter and I expressed that I was disappointed in the options and I said some other stuff and I give him credit. The president and I have good rapport. We've known each other for years and he was like, well, I'm sorry to hear that you feel this way. He's like, and some other stuff. And he's like, yo, I'd love to have a sit down with you face to face and we can discuss it. And so yesterday he took me to lunch and we sat down for a good hour or so, 45 minutes and hashed it out. But what I understand and what I understood going into this is that anything that I said was not going to change what's happening right now, right? Like it's not going to change what's happening. But I wanted to plant a seed for the next situation where it's like, okay, take this into consideration or take this into thought, right? And what came of this was going forward, the idea of what we're doing now is not sustainable. Like it is, when I say it's damn near soul crushing, right? Like, dude, I'm talking about like, it's physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting, and it's spiritually exhausting, right?
Why the change?
Because it's just not sustainable. It's not sustainable in the long run for what you're asking of people. This is the thing. It's almost like I can get back to the Jared Allen situation.
Why you want to change? Why did they make a change?
Well, you got to remember, this is a company coming out of 2 years of a pandemic that lost a lot of revenue, right? They did not even lost a lot of revenue. They just didn't make any money. So, and I said this in my letter, I go, look, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it's really sad to see that you're trying to build Rome in that day on our backs. Right.
Ooh, that's a good one, Reg. You take a little writing class in them college classes?
Hey, dude, I took everything. You know me, I'm a jack of all trades and master of none. Right. So yeah, but it was a very productive meeting. I thought it was really good.
Did he pay for lunch?
He did.
What'd you get, bro? What'd you order?
We went to a place on the pier called Chowders. And I got fish and chips and they take care of me. I've been going there for years.
Doesn't sound too healthy, Reg.
Well, we don't have, it's the pier, man. It's not a whole lot of options. It's you can either get fried or more fried. Those
or chowder. You get some clam chowder.
Yeah, but it's got dairy, bro. You and I.
Yeah, you have to bring your lactate.
Lactate? No, I don't do that. And can we address that too?
First off, can we just be honest, Reg? You don't really know 1%ers. You know 5%ers.
Who's the 1%? Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Elon Musk. Was it Richard Branson? I'm missing one right now.
The space goers.
Yeah, Bill Gates, formerly, Apple. Yeah. What's his name? The guy who died from pancreatic cancer.
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs. Who else is a 1%er? I don't know any 1%ers. I know some 5. I put it like this. I know some people they have enough money that they got 2 commas.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Right, they got 2 commas. You and I, we got a comma.
Yeah, if we on a good day. So here's another.
Sounds like I got a decimal point.
I got.
I can
So
see
here's another
comma.
famous contract. Do you know about the Bobby Bonilla contract?
Baseball player.
Yeah, famous baseball player, and he has a deal with like the Mets and Orioles or something, where they give him $500,000 a year for 25 years.
Oh my goodness!
So this dude's still making bill, and there's a whole thing on the internet every Bobby Bonilla day, and they talk about how he's getting fucking paid.
And Bobby Bonilla has
still,
been out of the league since 87 or some
like
shit.
20 years.
Like 97, this dude has been gone. So okay, so this all right. So now this is my other question. This is a question of like I don't know. Is it ethics? Is it morals? Is it
Hey man, it's the contract. These guys are doing whatever they can to get somebody,
dude?
And they
You can
put in these
restructure. You can restructure the contract. This dude is getting.
The thing.
He's getting $500,000.
If the athlete gets hurt and stuff or whatever, they're going to pay him the rest of his contract. No, they try to get out of it any way they can.
Well, not with baseball, because baseball has guaranteed contracts. That's why they're still paying this dude $500,000, $500,000 a year, and he hadn't played for 20 years.
Baseball has way too much money. It's a bullshit sport where those with the money are the best teams. It's because like there's no limit on like free agency
spending,
or something.
right?
Yeah, spending.
Yeah,
Where
right.
baseball,
there's no salary
basketball
cap.
and football, there's the caps.
Right,
makes it fair all across the league, even for
they
small market teams.
Right.
But I mean, small market teams in baseball are screwed unless you get good through the draft. By the way, Cleveland Guardians, bro, they got a rookie named Stephen Kwan.
Okay,
and dude's been hot. He was like 8 for 10 the first 3 games.
Oh wow.
He walked like tons of times. So his on-base percentage has been the greatest on-base percentage in the beginning of a season since 1901.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
Huge. So,
all right, well,
but that's
it's
the
still
only
early
way like a small market team could build is through rookies and stuff that people don't see coming.
Right. I mean, I get that.
The fucking Yankees, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Giants, the Mets, like, these guys got so much money.
Yeah.
It's and like not even like if you look comparable, it's like hundreds of millions of dollar difference.
Yeah, but those teams, they still don't win it all the time.
It doesn't guarantee it, but
it doesn't guarantee it
because they're always in the playoffs.
Right. It doesn't guarantee it. Just like it's like in the steroid era where everyone's like, oh, he was on steroids. Being on steroids doesn't guarantee that you're going to hit home runs.
But they're not saying that it guarantees it, but it does give you a boost.
Well, it gives the edge that steroids gives you is that it reduces your recovery time. And this is where the problem is, because with the amount of games that people are playing, everyone is experiencing the same type of fatigue. But if you're taking something that allows you to recover quicker, then now when you're playing a lot more fresher than your opponents, right? So you see the ball better, maybe you hit the ball better, you run faster. Like you're not playing it's not an even playing field in the sense of everyone kind of feeling the same weight of the season. Because that's 162 games. That's a lot, right? It's a lot. But if you're boosting and your recovery time is a lot quicker, then you're playing at a higher level than your opponents.
I remember those years, and it made baseball really exciting. 1998, the summer of 98 was so exciting for baseball.
Oh my God. Everybody was in.
I was still working at the ballpark. It was my like final year. I think I worked at the ballpark in Cleveland, and like it was like a bar back, and it was great. I worked in the little club section, so all these season ticket holders watch all these games. But I watched Mark McGwire hit one of those 70 home runs. He crushed it, dude, in Cleveland. And I remember it would have gone out of the stadium, but it hit the light pole and bounced back in, and it was crazy. But that was so exciting with him and Sammy Sosa going at it. And there's a bright side to the steroid scale.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is that it brought a level of excitement to the game. That's for damn sure. I know I was watching more baseball than I had ever seen in my life. I was like, what? Oh, man, he gonna hit another home run? Crack. Like, oh, this is crazy. Right? So steroids aren't all bad. All right, man. So we'll wrap this one up. This one has morphed so much. I can't remember where we started.
Who was complaining about? What do we talk too long on topics? What was that?
No. I mean, not that anyone's complaining. It's just
what about
that
like the new bullet points you bring to the table. They like that.
Yeah, I've gotten feedback. People have said that they like that. But it's just that, and even for myself listening to us, because just for everyone else out there, I don't just record these and do these with Sal and then just send them out there into the ethos or whatever, into the universe and just let them exist. Like I actually sit down and listen to them, because then I hear myself, I hear Sal, I listen to our topic, I listen to how we transition and how we flow. And so there have been times where I'm listening to us and I'm like, damn, we still talking about this? And in the moment, like right now, for all the listeners, for us, this is a very organic thing and it feels great. But then when you're sitting there listening and all of a sudden you're at the 25-minute mark, you're like, damn, we still talking about these movies? So just bringing that level of awareness, and then like the idea of ending whatever it is we're talking about.
Speaking of movies, someone had some strange comment about the Tarantino ones we put up there.
Oh, I think what's his name? The boxer, Anthony Hill.
He's a boxer.
Anthony Hill, former boxer, comedian, former slash.
No, it wasn't him.
Anthony Hill had a couple moments where he was like, come on, dudes. What do you say? Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown. No, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, and Jackie Brown. I was like, dude, have you seen any of the movies after that?
I had someone else say, what about Reservoir Dogs? I'm like, well, look, man, it's a lower budget one. I'm like, it's the, the tipping scene. I'm like, yeah, that's the best scene. We all know that's how the movie opens, but that's
exactly.
As a whole, those guys aren't as likable. It's all guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's okay.
It was, but listen, it was great. It was great.
Better.
Yes, it was great for what it was at that time. Like when it came out, we hadn't really seen anything like that before. It was phenomenal. But as time goes on and movies improve, dialogue improves, scripts improve, acting improves, ideas improve and change, Reservoir Dogs falls further down the list. That's just the truth of the matter. Right. That's just it. So
all right, so here's this guy, dude. I don't know if you know him. Black Red, that's his Instagram name.
Black Red Black Ren, like Kylo Ren.
No, WRENN.
Oh, I went to high school with him.
Okay, he wrote good movies, but what's up with Tarantino's need to display interracial gay rape scenes?
What the
he goes, I gave my date a choice and then walked out of the theater on Pulp Fiction. What are you, crazy, dude?
Gay interracial. Dude, I went to high school with this guy. Like, this is crazy right now. Okay, go ahead.
He goes, been working that scene and the one in Hateful Eight out of the movie for years just to see if the story could be told without it. It's a weird route for such a good film.
Okay, hold on. Let me get this.
Scene in Hateful Eight, dude?
No, there's not a rape scene. It's just that when he talks about, the general's son, and he makes him suck his, So
this really bothers this guy, I guess. I don't know what bothers him, the rape, the gay, or the interracial.
There's a lot going on, right?
It's a heavy load to unpack.
So wait, hold on. Go back to the beginning. Why does Tarantino feel the need to put in
good movies,
gay, rape, interracial
to display interracial gay rape scenes? I mean, I don't think he has a need just because it's in two movies and one of them.
Hold up. What I want to know is, he said, "What's with Tarantino's need to display interracial gay rape scenes?" Right. So, which leads me to believe that you'd be okay if they were the same race, right? Like, and if they were straight, like instead of it being like interracial and gay, it's like, why can't he just have regular straight, same race rape? I mean, that would be way better than this interracial gay rape shit. Keep the interracial and the gay rapes out of here. I only want straight, same race rape. That's it. Keep the look, I know
Alabama.
Back in Alabama.
Education system.
Yeah, back in Alabama. And he played basketball. We played on the same team for a while. I think he's a smart dude, but I'll be honest, he definitely has some different views. Like, he and I have exchanged some ideas over the years on Instagram, and sometimes his take can be a little, I'm not going to say conservative, but I'll just say his take can be a little different than what I've experienced with most people, right?
This
and
sounds like his date didn't leave the theater afterwards. It looks like just he left. And if he left after the gay rape scene,
he missed some of the best.
He missed the best part, the final part with Jules and Vincent, and they shoot the guy accidentally in the car.
Dude, hold up! Not even that part. I'm talking about. Yeah, you got the rape scene with Ving Rhames, right? And the Gimp show, whatever. But you miss the part where Ving Rhames gets control, and he goes, he's like, "Yo, we ain't done with you by sight. I'm about to call some hard pipe hitting brothers, and we about to get medieval on your ass." Right? That's what.
Did he miss that? Yeah,
he missed that part. It's like, yo, he's like,
I'm saying it as he was exiting the theater.
Dude, he says, I'm gonna call some hard. He said, I'm gonna call some hard pipe hitting brothers. We're gonna bring some pliers and some blow torches, and we about to get medieval on your ass. He goes, "We ain't done with your ass by sight." Right? And that's when Jules goes, not Jules, but Bruce Willis, I forget his character, but he goes, are we okay? He goes, "There is no we." Right? He's like, we're good. He goes, "All your LA privileges have been revoked." Right? He's like, "If you come to LA, it's over." So he didn't even get to see the guy redeem, like get revenge. And hold up, let's talk about this too.
Hey, by the way, his name was Butch. Our names are, I'm American, baby. Our names don't mean shit.
There you go. That's right. That's right. My question is this: what is so? Is it so jarring to just? Yeah, there are people who are the same sex in the world and in the country that have sex with each other.
Well, it's funny.
Can you not handle that? Like, is that too much that you got to get up and walk? Like, does it bother you that much that you can't even just? It's not even real, man. This is acting, bro.
Well, it's funny. He's like, okay, can the movie? He's like, can it work? The story be told without it? Well, not that movie. Pulp Fiction, no, because he saves the gangster who he screws over. That was the whole point.
That was the whole point. The
gangster's black. That's why the boss is the one who has to get screwed over first, so the other guy can redeem him. Now, if you want to get rid of the black character because you're uncomfortable about different races, but then that's a whole nother angle. And then you're like, well, now you're totally making the movie crazy. It's stupid,
dude. What we're talking about right now is censorship.
Yes,
we're talking about censorship, right?
That's a very good point.
Yes. And does it move the story forward? Absolutely. Did it need to be done that way? I don't know.
It's memorable.
It's memorable. Could have been done.
Him going to get all those different weapons and.
Oh yeah, he was like looking at like. Nah,
and he gets them back, and, and it's like, how many times have women gotten raped on screen, and then all of a sudden, the first time I could ever remember it happening to a guy, except for the squeal like a pig, those hillbilly ones.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one. Yeah. People always talked about that one.
It's like, yo, dude, this was groundbreaking, and you're right. It's censorship, it's conservative, and it's ignorant. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of censorship at all either. But in his defense, he has every right. If he feels like it's offensive to him, he can get up and walk out.
Here's the thing, though. To say about Tarantino's thing with it, there's so much more you could say his thing is. Like the N-word was what I thought he was going to say at first.
Right. Yeah.
Tarantino's notorious, especially in that movie. Say it to Samuel L. Jackson's face. God damn. Yeah. And then another thing, this is one thing that I noticed a lot with the more recent, is the fucking toes, the feet. There's feet in everything, dude. He's always focusing on women's feet. Man.
That was a thing that he had, right? Like that's known that he kind of has a thing for feet.
Well, yeah, but he has to show it to the goddamn audience every movie he does, like multiple times. Like the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, it constantly happens. Margot Robbie's feet in the theater, then one of the hippie Manson kids' feet on the windshield.
Okay, and you know what's funny about this to me? Bro. You know what's funny about this to me? Is I saw those movies and I saw those feet, didn't care one bit, could care less.
Yeah,
right?
If you watch enough of Tarantino's movies, he's always doing it. You're like,
yeah, but so what? Who cares? The dude got a thing for feet. Let him have feet up.
Why you gotta put it in every movie?
I will say the only thing that I have to say about feet is this:
I see all feet.
I do not like dirty feet, especially
the hippie ones is dirty. And
that's what I'm saying. I do not like, especially dirty feet on white people. There's something about that just doesn't sit well with me, bro. Like you see somebody walking, they're white, and then they put their feet up, and the bottom of their feet are black as shit. You're like, there's something about dirty feet of white people that just make me feel uncomfortable.
I knew this hippie dude back in Cleveland, man.
Dirty feeted. I said,
called him Hippie Jim. And he fucking never wore shoes, dude. He just wore bare feet and walk around blacktop and grass and these goddamn rocks and glass, and feet were black as hell on the bottom.
That's terrible. That's terrible. But dude, can we just take a moment to acknowledge the fact that I just said I don't like dirty feeted?
Oh, is that you said dirty feeted?
I said dirty feeted white people. I don't even know if that's a real word. Dirty feeted. I'm like, listen, to all the white people out there listening to this podcast right now, please, whatever you do, wash the bottom of your fucking feet. I know a lot of people wash differently, and this is a whole conversation that Sal and I've had about, black people use washcloths. A lot of times white people don't see the need to use them. They just use their hands. Whatever. That's your own thing. You guys figure that out. But whatever you do, please wash the bottom of your feet. And if you walk around town with flip-flops on all day, if you walk around town with flip-flops and sliders on all day, at the end of the night, your feet are dirty. I've seen it. Go wash your dirty feet.
And let's, take care of your toes if you're going to expose them too, man. Some people got gnarly ass toes. And when they bring that shit on a plane, get that hammer toe, yellow encrusted, nasty piglet the fuck off.
You sound like Robert Hawkins right now. That Robert Hawkins joke. We should put that up. Maybe we should reach out to Robert Hawkins. Maybe we should get Hawkins.
That'd be cool.
I love Hawkins.
Forever. He did my movie, you know that? He did. I know. He was hilarious in it.
Oh, Robert Hawkins is one of my favorites. So, all right, man. So I guess it's probably about time to wrap it up, right? Are we close? Yeah, we're at 11:30 now. Yo, check it out though. One last thing, because we did start a few minutes late, so we got a couple more minutes. Are you watching Moon Knight on Disney Plus?
No, it's funny. Jason Wheeler hit me up about it and said it's pretty cool. It's on, what's it on, Netflix?
No, it's on Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney Plus, Moon Knight.
Oh, man.
I haven't watched it yet. It's good.
So we can't even talk about it. Okay. Hey, dude, all I'll say is that I am thoroughly, like the third episode just came out on Wednesday. I am thoroughly 100% enjoying Moon Knight. I love the story. I like the character a lot. I didn't know much about him.
He's a real Marvel character?
He's a real Marvel character. I've played him there's a game that I play called Marvel Contest of Champions, and he's on there, but I didn't know his backstory. There's a whole Egyptian thing going on.
What city is it take place in? New York?
No. It's in Europe.
Really?
Yeah. It's in Europe.
All right. I'll check. I'll have to check it.
Please watch it so we can talk about it. It's really good.
Like a lot of those, like I watched all of WandaVision. I watched all of
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And then like I started watching Loki. I think I watched all of them, but the last one. Like I was just like, I don't know.
Dude, you gotta watch the last one.
Like the asteroid and planets falling out of it. And I was like,
dude,
I just never went.
You gotta go watch the last one. You have to go watch the last one, because so that means you didn't see the scene. Well, maybe you saw the introduction of the guy who sits in the room by himself, the black dude.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'll have to look.
You gotta, because
I didn't care about the Hawk one, the Hawkman. What's Hawkeye? Did you watch that one?
That one was great.
Yeah, I didn't watch
that. One's great, dude. Watch. You gotta watch Hawkeye. Hawkeye is so good. No, Hawkeye is so good because there's also the Kingpin.
Oh, Kingpin's in it?
I didn't want to say that, but if I gotta entice you,
that makes me more interested. I want to know good villains.
You gotta.
Kingpin, is he all big and huge and fat? Like he's really huge.
Well, you saw Kingpin on Daredevil, right?
No, I didn't watch that either.
You didn't watch Daredevil? You didn't watch Daredevil? What are we doing here? How are we even friends at this point?
7 seasons of that or something?
No, it's not 7 seasons. It's only 2 seasons of Daredevil, maybe 3. 2 or 3.
Flash?
And then they have the Defenders, huh?
So wait, so Daredevil's the one where then Daredevil, Luke Cage,
Matt
all
Murdock,
those Hell's Kitchen people, right?
Yes. Yes,
You know,
and
I only watched
Jessica
Kids
Jones.
because of Mahershala. Actually, I watched it because of Mahershala.
Okay, did you watch Jessica Jones?
No.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, the first season of Jessica Jones with the Purple Man.
The Purple Man, is that the villain?
Dude, but they call him something else. They call him his
Man.
No, that's who he is in the comic book. That's who he is in the comic book. But in the show, they call him Killmonger. No, not Killmonger. They call him Kilgore. Kilgore, I think it's Kilgore. But either way it goes,
that's Kilgore. I thought was in Black Panther.
No, that's Killmonger. Killmonger is in Black Panther.
Who is? Tell me about the Kingpin. What is he? Who is he? Who plays him? Same guy as the Flash?
No. The same guy. The actor.
Is he huge? Like, how do they?
He's a big guy. He's a big guy.
Special effects on him? Or no.
No, he's not as big as he's not as big as he's
comic.
portrayed in the comic books. In the comic books, this guy is larger than.
He's not even like human looking.
He's not even human looking. He's
huge.
Yeah, he's like the Hulk. He's like a bald-headed white guy, the Hulk size in a suit, right?
And
right.
Spider-Man always fights him.
Yes, but Daredevil does too, because Hell's Kitchen.
I'll tell you this: I got some graphic novels from the library this week. Did some reading.
Oh, good. What'd you get?
I have to look. I got a couple DC ones where they have all the superheroes in it. One's called Justice, and I forget something else. But I also got I got two of the Wolverine ones, Origin, which 1 and 2. Did you ever read those?
No, not Origin.
Yeah, I read Origin 1 and 2. They're pretty cool.
Did you read Old Man Logan?
Yeah, I read that one before. That
okay. Did you read Old Man Hawkeye?
Nah. No,
dude,
Hawkeye's wacko.
Dude, you gotta watch Old Man Hawkeye. I mean, you gotta read Old Man Hawkeye.
Cool, where like he's like in the we'll see. He's in that like what's it, like apocalyptic world, and the Hulk's kids are running around.
Yeah, the Hulks run everything. Yeah, the Hulks, and they're all inbred and shit. Is crazy. They're like Hicks. They're white trash Hulks. We're green trash. They're not white. Logan, green trash Hulks.
The movie, it's interesting because reading Origins 1 and 2 kind of like shows you see the aspects they get from Wolverine Origin, the movie.
Okay.
And which a lot of people shit on, but
I thought it was
didn't think it was horrible. It was all right.
Yeah, like I thought it was all right.
Stupid at the end with Deadpool's character and stuff, but like
it was entertaining.
That point,
enough.
I enjoyed it.
Right, dude. You're killing me right now. You are definitely reading. You're judging a book by its cover. I'm telling you right now. Hawkeye is good. Daredevil is good. Jessica Jones is really good. Right. And you have the sense to follow all of this stuff and understand the characters and the development and what's happening. Dude, you are doing yourself a disservice by not watching those shows. I promise you.
It's a lot, man. It's so many.
Well, just pick one and start. That's all I'm saying. So start with Hawkeye.
Moon Knight is what's going down.
Moon Knight is good. And they're releasing that one periodically, right? You know, every Wednesday or whatever. So regularly every Wednesday, not periodically.
Well, you know what's coming. It's next month. Obi-Wan Kenobi, baby.
Yeah. you know, I ain't a Star Wars fan like that. I appreciate it, but you know.
I hope they explain like why he changed his name. Like he's like, yo, I can't go by Obi-Wan Kenobi. I have to go by Old Ben Kenobi. That way no one will know. But why does he not change his last name? Was Kenobi such a common name on the planet of Tatooine that it never stood out? He's like, if you're gonna go in hiding, we're like, I'm no longer Salvatore Kalani. I am now Old Sam Kalani.
No, it's I'm no longer Salvatore Kalani. From now going forward, call me Old Sal Kalani. Like what? Shut your ass up. You're the same dude.
And I love it in the original movie. They're like, he's like, Old Ben Kenobi. I wonder if he means
Oh, Ben Kenobi.
I wonder if he means Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's like, I wonder if he means Ben Kenobi.
All right, well, I'll check that one out. But you have got to watch. You got to watch Moon Knight. You got to watch Hawkeye. You got to watch Jessica Jones. A
lot of superhero stuff.
Dude, it's so good. I'm telling you right now, though.
You have to read Wolverine Origin 1 and 2, bro.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
With the Wolves, baby.
Okay, but listen, I'm gonna tell you right now, with Jessica Jones season 1, the villain is Kilgore, I think it is, but it doesn't. I can't think of his name right now. But dude, that's who he is in the comic books. But I'm telling you right now, he's one of the worst. He's like one of the most harsh villains that I've ever seen in a comic book or in a show. And I'm telling you why. And I'm not gonna give away everything, but the guy has his ability is that he can tell you to do something and you do it.
Like Professor X.
No, Professor X is a little different. This guy, look, I'll just give you one scene. I'll give you one scene. He's talking to someone. This kid comes up asking for some spare change or something. And he goes, "Can't you see we're talking? Go look at that fence." And the guy's like, he goes off. And the thing is, as the show goes on, you're not thinking much about it, right? Because they stay on him, right? They stay on him in that whole scene. It's not until later in the episode or even maybe the next episode where someone walks by and the kid, he's still staring at the fence and he's pissed himself. He can't move. He's like, he can't leave. He doesn't even know how, right? So to have a guy that has that ability, that power, and to see, and he's a bad dude. He's not like, go plant trees, right? Go plant flowers. No, he's saying, like,
does he got purple skin or something?
No. The thing is, they call him Purple Man in the comic books because his power in the comic books he emits a pheromone, right? And it's like when you get close to him, it's almost like you get intoxicated by his scent or his smell to some degree, and then he has control over you. So in the comic book, it's a little different.
Jessica Jones's superpower.
Jessica Jones is basically, she's a private investigator, right? And she's basically has like super strength, right? She's not like, she can't fly or anything like that, but she's really strong and she can, there's times where you kind of like, what's going on? And she's like,
What, does she get bit by a ladybug or something?
All right, folks, we're gonna wrap this up right now because that might have been the most sexist thing you've ever said. The most sexist thing you've ever said on the podcast. What, was she bitten by a ladybug? A strong woman bitten by a ladybug. You might want to walk that one back, buddy.
How'd she get her power?
I don't know. Maybe a butterfly landed on her, Sal. You want to go there?
Could have been a male ladybug. Why are you so sexist about ladybug?
Whatever,
Did you ever see A Bug's Life and they got a male, what's his name, playing him?
Dude, that was, you need to walk that one back, bro. It's that bad. I'm talking about a strong ass woman who can bend metal and who can jump and do all that kind of stuff.
Power?
How did she get bit by a ladybug?
Spider.
You have to watch it and see. You have to watch it and see. They do.
I don't want to watch all that, dude. I never even heard
Jessica
of it.
Jones
I don't like
is so good.
Superheroes I never heard of, dude.
Dude, they're so good. They're the Defenders. They end up being the Defenders.
Yeah, I never heard of that. Who is that? That's where Daredevil hangs out.
Hell's
All I know
Kitchen.
about Daredevil is he's blind and Ben Affleck played him.
Well, no, they have a better guy playing him now. Ben Affleck has been Batman. He's been Daredevil. He's been Ryan Reynolds has been Green Lantern.
That's right.
Deadpool. The other Deadpool. He was another superhero too, right?
Yeah, they both went Marvel and DC. That's funny.
Yeah. So that's why we need to start acting more so that they don't have to recycle these dudes. Like seeing Ben Affleck is Batman and fucking Daredevil is like, ugh. All right. It's like, whatever.
I don't forget.
All right, man. So listen, you got some shows that you need
Reg.
I am, but you got some shows you got to watch. So, all right. Hey, folks, welcome to the end of another episode of Spitballin. We love doing it. We love doing it, and we hope you enjoy listening to it and watching it. Please share with your friends and comment. We'd love to hear your responses. Sal's super excited about Obi-Wan Kenobi coming, the series on Disney Plus. So with that said, everyone have a great weekend. That's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this is Spitballin.
You gotta say good week, bro, because it drops on Monday.
Okay. Have a good week, everybody. We drop on Monday. That's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this is Spitballin. Peace.